Madam Selakar? I called out into the room. A small blue head popped out from around a corner, and a female's voice asked, "Hello?" It was the same woman I had seen so long ago at the naming court. "Can I help you?" she asked, as she fluttered out from around the corner to meet us. I began our introductions. "Hello, Miss Selakar. I am Sumra. This is my partner, Jake." "Hello," Jake said, in as friendly a voice as he could muster. Him speaking caught her off guard for a moment, but she barely let it show. I'm sure Jake didn't notice. "I understand you are responsible for the study and development of new magical runes within the Academy," I stated. "Am I correct in that?" "Yes. Was there something you need? I have quite a bit of work I need to finish up," she said. "I'm sorry, Miss Selakar, but I have a question and a favour I need to ask of you," Jake began, "but I think you will find it quite interesting." "I'm sorry, but I have too much work to do, so I'm afraid I won't be able to help," she stated flatly, and began to fly away. However, just before she could, Jake called out a question that made her freeze in place. "How would you like to study the effects of inversion chaos magic on runes?" She looked around, slowly, and very interested. The feathers around her face and wings were raised, and her besmeres, the dermal nose responsible for our glittery sparkle as Jake puts it, began to shimmer ever so slightly brighter. "How can you repeat that?" she asked hesitantly, probably thinking she had misheard him. "How would you like to study the effects of inversion chaos magic on runes?" Jake repeated. "And you have the ability to produce this magic?" she wondered. "I guess that means you are Asher." I grimaced when she said that word. It was a name I had heard around the city being used. I knew it was what the people had taken to calling Jake. "Asher?" Jake asked to my despair. "It means predator," I clarified. "A rather nice way of putting it, but yes, technically it means predator," Selakar said. "But it doesn't matter. The insults of school children don't seem to do you justice. You are clearly no snarling beast or menacing spirit, and you bring an interesting proposal. I would like to hear your request." Jake seemed confused for a moment, but took it in his stride and explained. "I need someone to prepare me some specially made and most likely complex runes that can be placed on my weapons and armor. In return for your help with that, I am willing to participate in a few experiments and give you a few daljar of chaos magic mana for you to use as you see fit." The more Jake talked, the more Selakar seemed interested. "An enticing offer, but I have a few questions and potentially a few conditions," Selakar said calmly. "Okay," Jake said. "My first question is, why do you need these runes? What would be their purpose?" "Sumra and I are leaving for war in just a few days. I need them to protect her and myself, as well as the other soldiers," Jake explained. "Ah, war runes. Well, I guess I can do something with that. I've made several runes for soldiers before. My next question is, how long will I have to perform the experiments and construct the runes? I know you said you will leave in a few days. I gather you will need them by then?" Selakar asked. "Yes, we will leave 5 days from now," Jake told her. "Will that be enough time to prepare the runes?" I asked. Selakar was flustered, seemingly forgetting I was even there after being so engrossed in her conversation with Jake. Well, that would depend on the runes themselves. I will need time to design and craft them, as well as perform the experiments that you say you will allow me to perform," Selakar said. "There is a slight caveat," Jake said. "Any rune you make will have an inverted effect, so you will have to account for that." Selakar's head snapped back to Jake, as if he had just told her the greatest or possibly worst news she had ever heard. "Are you saying that your mana can actually cause the rune to produce a different effect than it was designed for?" She sounded both confused and giddy. "Yeah, I was helping a blacksmith friend of mine named Seal. When I activated the rune that controlled his furnace, instead of the fire getting the metal hot, it froze it so cold it shattered at the slightest touch," Jake said. "So the runes still produce flames, but instead of being hot they removed heat instead?" she asked with wonderful eyes. "Exactly," Jake confirmed. "Amazing. So there exists some aspect of the runes that cannot be inverted even with chaos magic. I would need to actually see the rune that your friend uses before coming to any conclusions or forming a proper theory. But this sounds extremely exciting," Selakar stated. "You said you had some conditions," Jake wondered, snapping Selakar back to the conversation, rather than her own imaginations. "Oh, right," she said, regaining her composure. "My condition is that I want to do the experiments first, to make sure I have all the information needed to do the job right." Jake thought for a moment, and I opened up our private conversation. "Jake, what are you thinking?" I asked. "I think I should agree. It might take longer than we want, but I don't want to risk the runes failing when I need them." He replied to me, then spoke aloud to Selakar. "Okay, I agree.